Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Sony ZV-1. Now, I did already cover this camera, but Sony just launched it in the white color. And I know that may not be interesting for many of you. In fact, I've already reviewed this camera. I didn't think I'd purchase it, but here I am, and it just got delivered today. And I don't think the white is actually available at a retail level. Not that I'm suggesting anyone should be running into Best Buy, even though they will let you in the store. I'm a safety first kind of fella, but here we have at least a first look at it. So when I reviewed this camera, I did give it a favorable review for good reason. It is a really versatile and far more affordable option than Sony's traditional RX100 line, but it is not an RX100. It's not to be confused, but you know, at that time, I didn't think that I would necessarily have a place for it in my own personal workflow or even just from a hobby perspective, but my mind changed, you know, things change, people change, right? And here it is. Now, I have to tell you, the white color is really nice. And that's part of the reason that I said, you know what, I'm going to share it with all of you, even though I covered the ZV-1, because it is a new offering in that now we have a white version. So I'll likely be using this for B-roll on the channel. I may be using it for some on-camera work as well, since it's ideal for that with the flip-out display, the fact that it's got the real-time tracking, that great Sony 1-inch sensor, the 315 points of phase detection. So autofocus system isn't, you know, necessarily their latest and greatest, but it does have all the attributes you would want in something like this, in this form factor. Basically a video camera in many ways that also happens to take really good stills and a great onboard microphone. I do wish that it worked with Sony's pure digital shotgun mic, but I can live without that. We do have a dedicated mic jack as well as Sony's multi-port, the micro USB and HDMI out. The battery, you know, I wish that we had a different battery type for this camera. That's something I covered in its original launch and my review. That's also your micro SD card slot. Plastic construction, it is a polycarbonate of some sort. We do have a touch screen. Overall, it's hard to go wrong with this camera at a $699 price point. And, you know, again, when I saw the white version, my fiance was like, the white, you know, it's a really nice looking camera. It's sharp. And I can't disagree, especially with the little, you know, blues ice contrast. We've got a built-in ND filter. The ZV-1 has a lot going for it. And unlike a traditional RX100, it isn't, you know, aimed at the exact same audience. So there's our micro USB cable. They even have a cute little white dead cat for the microphone capsule array there. So you're going to want that to cut wind noise. One thing I really liked about the ZV-1 that, of course, I did not have in my arsenal was the ability to utilize active steady shot. So now we've got that. The other things in the box here, and I never did an unboxing, I don't think, of the ZV-1 because it was a review unit, is, of course, our X-Type, the BX1 battery, which is not going to give amazing battery life, but you can hook this up to an external power source, which is likely the way I'll be using it. You have the product focus or product feature focus mode, defocus button right here as well if you want to instantly blur the background. I mean, this is an idiot-proof camera, so it's kind of perfect for me. That was a joke. Hopefully you know that. But I am being serious on that note that it is good that it is that versatile. I don't think there's anything else in the box. Let's go ahead and outfit the dead cat on it because you're going to want to use that. I mean, granted, some people will think they don't need it. You do. And the audio quality on here is really good, better than any of Sony's standard. Let's see if I can get this off. I'm going to move the screen out even though it shouldn't make any difference. It is better audio. Oh, I'm having a problem with this, aren't I? It is really wedged in there. And it's because I'm approaching it all wrong, maybe? Wow. I am having a problem getting it out. You know what? I'm not gonna keep trying to force this. I got a little bit of leeway there. Maybe I don't have long enough nails, but the fact of the matter is, I thought I'd get the dead cat on there for this video, but I don't want to rip my nail off or Oh, there we go. Or damage the shoe is what I was going to say. Kind of ripped my nail off, and these are real fingernails. You know, I don't. It's not how I roll. But pop this guy on. Make sure I'm getting full clearance, which it looks like I am. And there you go. Now you got your little wig on the pig, and you're ready to shoot with better than, I would say, the average audio performance you'll get out of any other point and shoot camera, including I have an RX100. I have a couple RX100s still, even though I've covered every single generation, and they're great cameras. So don't get me wrong. I do think the RX100 will still remain in my lineup. I just don't know that I'm going to be on board with the next gen. I don't, I'm sure that Sony's going to wow us with what they bring to market, but I just felt like this would make a better fit for me at present. Also, I have accessories that are no-brainers for it, so it's a win-win. Now, the power button is slightly obscured by the gray, the old man dead cat, but, and when I said touchscreen, for lack of might have been a brain fart. It's not a full-on touchscreen, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna jump past entering date and time. This has a lot of benefits going for it. Right now, you can see the A7C over there, another camera that just came into stock for me to review for all of you from Sony. Really excited about the A7C setting some new standards for capability in its class. This is not one of those cameras. This is more about, does it serve the purpose you need? And of course, it's about being budget conscious. But again, I have reviewed this thing, not to death, but already been there, done that. This was really just about sharing with all of you this white version of it, which, Sony occasionally does this, but it's been a while. And especially for me, I can't think of a single Sony camera that I own that has a little bit more flair, if you will, than the standard trim, other than old action cameras that I don't even use anymore. So this is just, again, a first look at the ZV-1 in white, which I believe will officially be available on November 6th or 7th. Don't hold me to that. Either way, today is the 5th. And just want to share it with all of you, and you'll be seeing results in here. Excited about that active steady shot, excited about the overall stabilization in post that I'll be capable of with this camera, something that, again, I cannot do with my A7R4 or any of my RX100s. So that is why it is now part of my stable. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.